What's up, weirdos? I'm Chris Weir, and this is the Chris Weir Experience. And today on Chris Weir Answers, I answer the question, are networking groups actually worth it? Well, like most things in business, you must first define what your actual expectations of a networking group is. If you're just trying to connect with other professionals, maybe it's within your same industry, your same line of work, whatever the case is, and you're just trying to connect for synergy or that kind of thing, great. I think networking groups are wonderful for that. The problem is, most networking groups are not that. They're usually a bunch of people just trying to find prospects. It's a bunch of people who's come together and everyone's going to look for new business, but no one is wanting to give any business. So everybody's there trying to do the same thing, but nobody's doing what anybody wants anybody else to do. It really is actually silly. It kind of reminds me, actually, now that I think about it, it kind of reminds me of high school dances, right? If you think back in high school where the boys were on one side, the girls were on one side, or they're just little cliques all over the room or whatever, but nobody's actually dancing. Nobody's actually on the floor doing what they're supposed to be doing. That's kind of what these networking groups remind me of sometimes, is everybody's afraid to meet somebody new, but everybody knows that nobody there is going to give each other business. They're actually quite silly. If you're going to just check a box to say that you went to a networking group and at least I'm networking and you want to call that your networking, don't go. You're wasting your time. You've got 100 other things that you can do. True networking that would be much more relevant and much more successful for you. Try business groups instead of networking groups like the Chamber of Commerce, or if you have active chapters. We're pretty lucky out here in Arizona, and even specifically out in the West Valley. The chambers out here are incredibly active groups, and they're really, really great to be a part of. We also have an organization called Local First Arizona, which is a really, really strong business group. I'm not endorsing either one of those. I'm not getting paid by them or anything like that. I'm just saying those are two that I really like, and there's certainly more. I lived in a small community here out in Arizona, and in that community, we had a business group. I actually got a couple of clients and an employee from that group. So there are business groups that are around that are very relevant, that are actually really good to be a part of. But most of the networking groups, they're silly, and I'm not going to get mean about it or anything like that. But I have yet in the 20 years that I've been in business and the literally hundreds of networking meetings that I've been to, never one time have I gotten any value from them. So I would say, and that's not to say that there aren't networking groups out there that you can get something from. I'm sure there are, and oh gosh, are the emails going to be coming in now? But all in all, from a standpoint of what's the most effective thing that you can be doing to get new business, I don't see that very, very high on the list. Very high on the list at all. But even if you go to business groups, right, and I think this is very important to think about too, even if you're going to the chamber, you're going to, here in Arizona, Local First Arizona, or wherever it is that you go, right, your business group, be careful not to get caught up in the cliques. Remember, you're trying to meet more people. You're trying to branch out. You're trying to grow your business. You're not going to grow your business only talking to the same people every single time. Don't make those meetings high school dances. Be sure you're branching out. You're talking to somebody new every single one of those meetings. And if you run into a group where it's the same people every single meeting, and the people never change. It's always the same people. Nobody's really helping each other out. It's really just more mutual admiration society where you're just going in and you're just chit-chatting. If you need that communication and you're getting value from that, fine, keep doing it. But if it's just because it's a good time and it's a good lunch, and it's usually pretty, reasonably priced lunch, there's probably about 100 things you could be doing other than that would be a lot more effective and efficient. Hope that helps somebody. I'll see you on the next Chris Weir Answers.